made sure the music was a decent bit louder that time, so you wouldn't get massively jump scared by the, you know, by the pipe in that situation. At least for the most part, you know. Yo, Piper's dude? Is Piper's bro?
Nice cock.
Let's go. Big money, big bucks there. Big pipe. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I know, Slipped. I've been known for my my caring nature for the most part. I'm actually enjoying the fact that we're just kind of increasing the general look of like the starting soon screen. It's just getting more and more you know, crowded, I suppose. But I like it. It's I like it.
Nice
It's
cock.
getting worse and worse with time. At least from what I can see. Let me double check something real quick.
Nice cock.
There we go. For some reason, I wasn't able to hear all of your guys' nice cocks, and you know, we can't have that. You know, we gotta be able to hear those. I mean, let's be real here. But hey, stream, good to see ya. Happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me today. Oh, there we go. Hey, how's it going? So so something I did that was a little bit bizarre recently. Not bizarre, but it's a funny story to tell you all. I was shaving, right? I was shaving my beard, and for those of you who have beards will know exactly what I'm talking about here. I put on, you know, the little whatever it's called, the little doodad, the head of it, and I shaved, and I was like, and I heard like, Vrrt! I'm like, oh, huh, must have been a long time since I've shaved. And then I checked my thing. I checked my my length on the thing, and it was the wrong one. And so I had a gigantic, like, chunky piece. And I'm like, well, guess we're going short today. So we got a short one. It is very light. And so yep. Damn, look at that gray, dude. Oh no. Oh my god. You can't tell what's just coming to skin and what is and what, oh no. Oh shit. Well, that's not good. We got some problems there. All right. It's fine. We're going. I don't know why I can't hear the alert box for some reason. I wonder if it's not outputting. No, it says monitor and output. I'm gonna redo it. That's so weird. I don't know why I can't hear that. Audio monitoring device. Yeah, no, that's correct. Bizarre. Oh well, it's fine. Yeah, oh god, yeah, at first it was the beard. Now my hearing is going too. Now it's both. Oh god. Things are bad. Anywho, enough from that. It's the milk. Thank you for the 500 bits. As a Dark Angels fan, the pain I feel from GW loading the points of models that are getting sent to the Shadow Realm hurts. Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on, isn't there? Game arcades, I don't know how to say it. But Platinum Alias and yeah, it's the milk and Broken Tommy Gun. Thanks for the subs, resubs, and everything in between. I appreciate it. Okay, so the Dataslate came out on it came out on what is it?
Nice cock.
Like a few days ago? Tuesday? Was it? I don't quite remember. It came out a few days ago. And that was also the day that we announced that unfortunately Dice Check is no longer happening. It's I made the video, talked to y'all about it already. I've said what I needed to say for that. This light was bugging me. It really sucks, but I I really, like, I still wanted to talk about the data slate, but I really, really badly didn't want to do it the day of that change, you know? Because I just felt really fucking gross and weird in a lot of ways. So I didn't, naturally. And yeah, so basically with that, I decided that it was probably a better idea to wait a few days. I just finished up my review on Control. I don't know why I can't hear that.
Hey Bricky, over time
Why
I've
can't
come
I
to
hear-
find
why
that the
can't I
real
hear-
soap was the friends we made along the way. And I'm gonna finish in them too.
Sub audio
Among
chat.
Us.
Is Windows auto ducking being weird? No. But you guys can hear this. No issues, yeah? That's so weird. I don't know why it's letting me. Why I can't hear it. No, I don't have it muted this time. I do not have it muted this time. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Nice cock.
What if I opened up a new tab? Deep layered brown noise, 8 hours. Oh, I hear that all right. Oh, I hear that plenty. Desktop audio. All right, one more attempt.
Nice cock.
Oh, it's there. Huh. I have no idea why. Okay, well, it's going to be difficult to hear things like text-to-speech and all that kind of jazz in the meantime. I'm sorry about that. I had no idea. I don't know why it's doing that. The monitoring device is completely correct. There should be zero issues. I think maybe it's just being stinky, smell bad, poo poo pee pee. Who knows? I don't know. Oh well. Anyway. With that being said, I did want to talk about the data slate. I did want to discuss it. I did want to chat about that whole thing. Oh, speaking of, hey, Demeki, back from Australia and going back again in a month. Oh, we got to get some games in then, dude. We got to get some games in. What's the, hey, Bricky, overtime, kind of the real sub was the friends we made along the, oh, God damn it. God damn it. Anyway, I want to talk about this data slate regardless, all things considered. I'm gonna disable TTS for now, and the only reason for that is because I'd like to talk about this at the end. After we're done with the data slate, we'll do a little Q&A. If you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask me or my thoughts on something, let me know. I'll grab them, throw them out, see how that kind of goes. So let's go to the main stream and let us get the monitor. Bada bing. All right, balance data slate. Let's go ahead and make this. Open this up a little bit in a different way to make it easier for you all to view. This is probably pretty good. Yeah, I'd say this is pretty good. All right, so here we are, data slate and all, data slate in hand. Let's go ahead and chat about, you know what, I'm just gonna do this and then we will, perfect. Oh, maybe not perfect. Perfect. Good enough. Whatever. Yeah. Say hi to YouTube, everyone. Real quick here. Zinth. Upside of Profane, Zealand, Dark Obscuration being nerfed. Now we actually have a chance of multiple detachments being good. Fingers crossed for the Jump Lord and Bike rumors for Night Lords. I didn't even realize there was Jump Lord rumors. I hope that's the case as well. Yeah, holy hell. Show us your porn, Bricky. Oh, come on, dude. You know I don't have porn on my desktop. Come on. Obviously not. But... any what's a who's it. So core rules data slate January 2024 data slate. the data slates have always been a little bit like up and down. For the most part, whenever I see the data slates, I tend to see them as like you get your big slate, you get your small slate. You get your big changes, and the next time around, you get your smaller changes. It's like heavy, light, heavy, light. We're on the light side of things right now. This one is definitely a lot less impactful. I kind of wish that they would have taken the changes out of red, because a lot of these red ones you see right here are what they were beforehand, and so I don't know that they're new or not. But for the most part, GW has slowly been increasing their legibility with the data slate. So as we know, devastating wounds were changed. Battle tactics, CP stratagems are the same. Fire Overwatch does not work with Titanic, nor does it work with Ignore LOS. Aircraft, Insane Bravery, these are all the same things, right? You get to the crazier stuff in the faction rules. So starting off, we have to start with the most important faction of the entire game. How does this affect Space Marine 2? Austin? It doesn't. Space Marine 2 got delayed till September. Deal with it. So Sisters. First things first, we have Sisters. They changed the Triumph of St. Catherine so that you could only do up to 2 acts of faith per phase. Before, the Triumph of St. Catherine had this insane, ridiculous level of shenanigans where you could do as many acts of faiths as you'd like. This was particularly fun in a very annoying build where what you would do is you'd put a Dialogus next to the a Retributor squad, and I'd have these moments where I would basically be doing like, hey, I'm gonna Overwatch you, and since I turn on my miracle dice to 6s, I'm gonna take 6 dice and just turn them into 6s, and then another 6 dice and turn them into 6s. But here are your guaranteed 6 Melta wounds coming out of the Dialogus and Triumph of St. Catherine. It was really shenanigans, and it was kind of silly, so it seems that this is an attempt to fix the internal balance of Sisters. As a Sisters simp, I'm fine with this. It's a totally fine change. I think it was a little shenanigans, and I'm okay with the adjustment. Sisters aren't doing great at the moment, but it's not this. And when we get to points, there'll be a little bit more of a difference. Custodes! Hi, Custodes. Your incessant whining has paid off. And after an insane amount of period of time, you got your mortal wounds against dev wounds back. Congratulations. I don't like it. Mainly because I have bad memories of Emperor's Chosen from 9th edition, which was the only thing you would ever take, because a 4-up against dev wounds is like the only option you could ever take, and it made it where really cool things like Dread Host just weren't that interesting anymore, and that made me sad. But it's fair for now, because you don't have your codex, so it's fine, I guess. Have your thing back. It's fine. You probably deserve it. It's okay. You needed it. So like whatever. But you know, I just hope it won't be the auto pick, because Emperor's Chosen for 9th was the auto pick for Stodes for so long, and it was really like, it was really boring. So I hope that they make some better detachment rules. Eldar! Oh boy. Oh, Eldar. Okay. All right. Certified elf hater. Certified elf despiser. Bricky, Vulcan had it right. Kill him. Rock and Stone, you know how it goes. I almost think that Eldar might have gotten hit too hard. And I know that's a crazy statement from me. And I know a lot of you probably don't give a shit, because you're like, you know what? Eldar have been so insane for so long. Deal with it. I don't even care. And I get it. But internal balance is better than revenge balance. So let me explain. Strands of Fate, basically your pre-game miracle dice, so to speak, are now 6. They started with 12. They halved it. They cut it in half, which is a lot. That's a lot. Half. Wow. They also nerfed. They made it so that the Fate Messenger enhancement, this was a thing you ran with the Wraith Guard to auto do a dev wound. They made it so it's the bearer only. That's fine. That makes sense. Phantasm took another nerf, and it's D6 inches instead of 7 flat. So another nerf to Phantasm. Pretty crazy. Eldrad, they just clarify that you get only 3 more, so it's whatever. Night Spinner got a side grade. Before it was -2 inches and you couldn't advance. Now it's -2 and subtract 2 from advance and charge. This is fine. It might be a little bit better against some things, but for the most part, it's a nerf, which is good because not letting you advance was really dumb. And then they also changed it so that the Incarn can only do this once per turn. And then the Wraith Guard can only fire back at the enemy that shot them. I gotta be honest, these are some serious nerfs. Like, I'm kind of shocked that they went this hard onto the nerfs. I think they'll still be playable. Eldar fans always have a way, you know? Like, every time I think that Eldar are going to be in the dirt, they always find a way. They always just, like, find a way to crawl out and do something about it. Like, they always can. Eldar will still be over 50%. Full stop. Wraithguard are dead. I think Wraithguard are genuinely dead. I think they're completely in the dirt right now. But I think that finally we might have balanced Eldar, because going from 12 to 6 is just holy hell. Cutting it in half, man. So yeah, I think Eldar will still be above 50%, but they might need to lean on different things. So we'll see how it goes. God damn, was that a crazy change, though. I didn't expect this. Fuck them elves. Yeah. That's true. Bricky, they added a plus sign to the left of the changes. Oh, they did add a plus sign. You're right. I didn't even notice it. Very good. Militarum. Don't worry, guys. Militarum is a 45% win rate. We'll get a lot more buffs than the points. Militarum got a voice of command army rule change. So let's talk about that. No, we didn't skip agents. There's no plus sign. Oh, you were shitting. You were fucking with me. God damn you. I didn't. I responded too fast. The classic smoking duck wasn't there yet. So Militarum. So non-guard players probably don't know what the fuck this is. Basically, you did all your orders in the command phase. This now lets you do orders after you disembark or deep strike in. This is a great change. If GW made changes like this more often, we would be in a great spot. This is a lovely quality of life, just nice to have change. It makes Scions way better. It makes Mechanized Guard way better. It makes Reserves better. It makes Gaunt's Ghosts better because they can do that thing where they go away and come back. And then they can give themselves an order when they come back. This is amazing. I love this change. It makes the army function far better. It's great. The issue with Guard is other reasons. Other problems. We'll talk about that a bit when we talk about Jukari. Blood Angels. Their detachment rule is way better. Rolling up with strength 6 chainswords and strength 10 power fists. Oh God. You're wounding Redemptors on 4s. I mean, Blood Angels have a lot of other problems, if I'm being honest. They're mainly too expensive. But this is nice. You know, if you're a Blood Angels player, you're probably like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's nice. Yay. Demons. So demons got a buff or a nerf that was not their fault. Basically, you have to have a number of non-battle line for battle line units. The whole point of this is like, hey, by the way, if you're allying in demons, you have to not just bling. My Epidemius has got the rings. It basically just means you can't just take blue scribes, all right, and the changeling. You got to take some horrors with you, which is good and it's nice. It's not really a nerf. It's just, hey, I know it doesn't affect normal demon armies. I know that. I'm aware of that. It's under the name demons, so that's why I said demons. But yeah, it's just the demonic pact rule. So basically, it just means, hey, by the way, if you want to ally in stuff, you can't just bring a changeling. So, but if you were allying Nurglings, you don't even care. So whatever. CSM. Oh man, did they get hit? Now CSM. So I'm in a weird spot with CSM. On one hand, they are one of the best armies in the game right now, no doubt. But they're also one of the best armies in the game for good reasons. Like they're not like annoyingly good. They're well-roundedly good. You know? It's not like Triptide, where it's like, Tower, one of the best armies in the game. And it's like, yeah, because you're running like 3 suits of Triptides and it's annoying and awful and blah, 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 blah. Like CSM, I mean, Tower don't do that right now, but CSM, like, they're pretty well-rounded. I like CSM a lot as an army. They function really well. And I honestly think that the general nerfs here are pretty good. You can only embark in a transport with the same keyword, so no undivided chosen inside of a Nurgle Rhino, for example. The lone op Dark Obscuration went to 18 inches. Love that. That feels great. Love to see that, because making a unshootable Nurgle Rhino full of 10 murder boys is very, very rough to deal with. Profane Zeal, you no longer get to reroll the hit roll, just the wound roll. That's fine. This swing was definitely kind of crazy good. And then Accursed Cultist, they changed it to just your command phase, and they moved it to OC of 1. Personally, I would have kept the OC at 2. I don't think the OC was really an issue, but this was definitely an issue. Any of you who ever fought against CSM with the Accursed Cultist Dark Commune combo had a bad fucking time. It was so infuriating having them regen like 6 guys every battle round. It was so awful. I'm okay with this here, but you know, like it's fine. I don't think the OC change really was needed. I think in a sense, because you're already having their amount of regenning guys, it's not so bad, but you know, time will tell. Personally, I think cultists are still going to be good. The advance in charge of +1 to wound ability from the Dark Commune is already pretty solid, so I don't think it really matters too much. That's just my 2 cents, but for the most part, I think Accursed Cultist will still be fine to use. Death Guard! You can't spam your grenade strat. That's fine. I kind of get it. I was on the receiving end of this once, and it was pretty annoying. It was just like, oh, cool, here you go. Here's like 9 mortal wounds across your whole army. Deal with it for free. I'm like, oh, okay. It was kind of funny, though. Death Watch, nothing happened to you. Your bolt weapons just kind of got a bit of a more... it's explained better, basically, for your strats. That's really about it. Sorry, Death Watch. You're still overcosted as shit and no one cares about you. I'm sorry. Drukhari! Oh boy. Okay, Drukhari. So, if you empower something with Empower from Pain, you get +1 AP on your melee attacks, and Archons can lead Incubi. Can we talk about how Archons couldn't lead Incubi until now? Why the fuck could Archons not lead Incubi? What the hell? Like, who made that call? This was clearly a mistake. It was so dumb. But adding an extra AP to your melee, oh, it's so good. This changes so much. This might make witches, like, not dog shit. But what's even crazier is the fact that this also comes with a brand new index rule. So you have your usual real space raiders, but now they gave you Reign of Cruelty for the Sky Splinter Assault. When you disembark from a transport, you get Ignores Cover on ranged and Lance on melee. Which is really good, because Drukhari are going to be the people who disembark from transports all the fucking time. That's their thing, you know? That's just their thing. And it's better than the other one in like 1,000 ways. The enhancements are kind of okay. They're fine. It's not. They're good. They're good enough. I don't care about the enhancements. It's the strats, dude. What's this? Pounce on the prey. You can move your transport, jump out, and still charge. Kabalite warriors, after disembarking, get sustained hits 2. Your Drukhari infantry unit that just fought can now make a normal move. And you can embark in a transport after doing so?
Nice cock.
You can ram your transport into an opponent and do 6 mortal wounds basically automatically. And that can be stacked with tank shock if you feel like it. Oh my god. Oh my god. A Drukhari transport has a reactionary move and a 4-up invul. This is good. That's real good. That's real good. Yeah. This is real good. You know what's the funniest part about this whole thing, though? Vicious Blades plus Tank Shock is 2 CP for like 10 mortals. You just like... Man, Hey, Dark Angel players, you better pick the 4-up mortal wound thing for the lion, or else a raider, one single raider with some stinky racks are gonna one-shot Lionel Johnson. So you better pick right. It's really funny. Actually, you might not get all those full mortals because the raider has less toughness than the lion does, I think, but it's just very funny. Is this going to fix Drukhari? I don't know, but god damn, is this a step in the right direction. And let me also make this statement as well, because this is a good timing. This is what Guard needed. I'm going to spoil this for you right now. Guard got diddly dick for point changes. Absolutely fucking nothing. Guard is not good right now, and they got Jack. But the biggest issue I have with Guard is that their stupid ass detachment rule is entirely related to just artillery spam. All you do is stand still to get lethal hits. It's awful. It's genuinely awful. And unless you run lots of artillery, which GW has pointed as very expensively, including the Manticore, which is now a Lehman Russ cost, there's just no point. You know what thing I think is pointed the best in all of Guard? It's the infantry. I think the infantry is pointed really well. It's 60 points for 10 models, couple special weapons, so 120 for max of a 20 squad. It's pretty good. But your detachment rule is so bad because it only works if you're not moving. And so who the fuck is keeping their infantry standing still? Who does that? Especially as Guard. Your job is to ram your infantry into the opponent's tank treads so it's clogged up and it can't move. It's very annoying. It's Very, very annoying. Like, it's just very aggravating. So, yeah. So guard is crap right now, but the reason guard is crap is because guard need a new detachment rule. The artillery has been pointed to make it bad, and all of your abilities center around artillery, which is just very infuriating. Anyway, Drukhari players, good job. Proud of you. Happy to see it. All right, what's next? GSC have not been changed. Grey Knights. Your Dread Knights are better. Am I crazy in saying that you needed way more than this? Like, who gives a shit? Now, granted, you really should not have been hitting on 4s with your Great Hammer. That's pretty dumb. But 3s is still, like... I don't know, man. You Grey Knight players, you can't kill anything that's a tank. Like, you can't... I watched some guy play Triple Redemptor Black Templars into Grey Knights, and it was laughable how little he could do. Like, he could do nothing. It's genuinely shocking how much of jack all the Grey Knight player could do against anything tank related. Kill infantry really well, but that's about it. Real quick, Necro King Calgon, Wolf Warrior, Lefartel, and the Ferret Daddy. Thank you for the resubs. Wait, what's this amazing with $5 dono? Read a rule book. What are you, a nerd? Yeah. And no, that is fair. That is true. That is fair. Redemptors are pretty insane right now, but even so, I feel like Grey Knights could have used a little bit better or more buffs. Imperial Knights, you guys get to reroll 1 hit roll or 1 wound roll. You don't even have to just pick like only ones. It's just anything. Knight Castellan stonks to the moon, I tell you. Knight Valiant stonks, fishing for that harpoon, dev wounds. To the moon, baby. To the moon. That's it, though. They also didn't remove the Armiger Bondsman ability, which is fucking stupid. Fix the Armiger ability. Why did you keep the old Bondsman? Put the Bondsman back. Put the Bondsman back right now. As someone who doesn't play a meta Sisters list, I made out with the Sisters points nerf and Castellan points buffs. I was able to fit another Magic Fire on my list. Hey, very, very nice. No, I mean, the Sisters got some good points buffs. I'm actually really happy about that, which is why I'm not upset. The Triumph getting the change, I think, is totally fine, and we got some nice point drops, so I'm cool. All right, Voton didn't change. Little surprised by that. Kind of thought they would go to 3 with a strike force instead of 4 with their judgment tokens. Little surprised by that. But okay. Voton are really good right now. They're like 54. Like a slight adjustment wouldn't have been too bad. Nothing for Space Marines. Space Wolves, your detachment rule, which is, in my opinion, one of the coolest detachment rules in the entire game, is now mildly less shit. Congratulations, Space Wolves fans. You are still not running it. You are still running White Scars. You are still running Stormlance. But it is now less shit. So if you're a bro who plays with your friends, then this is a little bit nicer. Congratulations. Now World Eaters. Okay, so World Eaters. Okay, so this is a bit of a weird one. If you noticed in the Warhammer Meta Watch, World Eaters were literally not there. And you're probably thinking, like, what the hell? What was up with that? I don't know, because World Eaters are actually very good Now, I think maybe they have been slightly over nerfed, but World Eaters were actually very, very good. And anyone who plays any level of tournaments can probably tell you that. For the most part, like, okay. Let me try to explain this. If you've never fought World Eaters, when you fought a World Eaters player, if they went second, you had a game. If they went first, what would happen is they would roll their dice. They would immediately get plus 2-inch move and advance and charge because it's the easy ones to get. Angron would then move up 16 inches and then spend 1 CP for a full 6-inch advance. So for 22 inches. And then he would immediately buttfuck whatever was on the line. Instantaneously. And then after he's done doing that, and maybe your opponent kills Angron, then the rest of the army would arrive in turn 2 and immediately murder you, and then Angron gets revived and does it again. It's not even a game. World Eaters is a first turn win rate craziness right now. They are nutty. So, they made some changes. Berserker Glaive got nerfed. Little annoyed by this because it went from 1 attack and damage instead of D3 attacks and damage on the charge as well. Don't know why they didn't just nerf the Master of Executions. Because the Berserker Glaive is not great on a Lord. It's not great, or like a Juggernaut Lord. It's not great on a Demon Prince. Like, why would I... Like, it's still fine, but the problem here was the Master of Executions, not really the enhancement. Have you seen today's Warhammer YouTuber drama? Do you think I give a shit about Warhammer YouTuber drama? Please. It might not seem like it, but I have better things to do, like talk about a Dataslate. I'd rather plunge my toilet than talk about Warhammer YouTuber drama. Anyway, moving from there, Favorite of Corn got changed to once per battle. The reason, okay, so Favor of Corn was just so busted, because it lets you regen Angron like all the time. It was kind of funny. I fought a World Eaters game where Angron came back alive 5 times. 5 fucking times. And it's because of this shit. So they changed it to they changed this to once per battle. This is deserved. This is deserved. This is fine. Demon Prince, though, I don't know why they did this. Like, I don't know. It wasn't really foot slogging Zerkers that was the problem. In, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe. You know what? Okay. You know what? Let me try to say it like this. Like, this is an awful. 8 bound will still have a 4-up. Regular guys will have a 5-up. It's fine. But if they didn't change the points, I think this would have probably been enough. But they also changed the points. And that's why I'm a little iffy on it. Oh, was it Jackals. I didn't think about Jackals. Oh, I didn't think about Jackals. You're right. You're right. That's a great point. And you can Favor of Corn the Jackals to get them a 5-up, feel no pain. So they were 4-up invul, 5-up, feel no pain, Jack. Ooh. Okay. That makes sense. That makes more sense. But yeah, like, yeah. I guess that's kind of part of it, right? Is that for the most part, I would have just maybe made the enhancement like up here slightly more expensive, or just nerfed the Master of Executions a bit instead. This is fine. I kind of get this now. That makes a bit more sense. Okay, very well. But they also tacked on points nerfs as well, and that's where I think things get a little bit strange. Because I'm an absolute slut, I think I'm going to upload this as an initial video chatting about things, and then I'll upload another one about the points because I want to milk that YouTube money. Real quick, chat, before we do, any questions on the data slate? Not the points. Any questions? Anything that I can answer for you? Anything that you were curious about with all this kind of thing? Why no Necron changes? Too soon. If you're probably anyone who knows AdMech or Necron, if you're, I'm not going to be meme. If you're new here, if you're new to the hobby, whenever something is right after a codex, they don't make changes. It just doesn't happen because there's not enough time for a new a cycle to be 100% sure. So if you were expecting AdMech or Necron changes, then you were hoping for something that they weren't going to give you. It wasn't going to happen. I didn't expect it to happen. If you thought it was going to happen, then I think you just don't know how this normally goes. And that's not a bad thing. You could be new to the hobby. It's fine. But that's important to note. Do you think there's anyone not listed on the changes that should have received something? I feel like maybe GSC could have used like a slight change. GSC isn't really great right now. I don't think it should like be add another to the result because I don't think it should have anything to do with their coming back ability, but maybe like some unit changes might be nice or something. I don't really know. I feel like GSC is doing a little poor and could be doing a bit better. Grey Knights deserved a bit of a buff, I think. I think they needed a new detachment or maybe like an upgrade to their detachment, kind of like Death Guard. They're a little bit iffy. But yeah, GSC doesn't really feel great. I don't really feel great about GSC right now. I mean, for the most part, Bricky, would Orc's Wa changing from start of the battle round to any command phase be too strong? No, I don't think so. In fact, I think that'd just be a quality of life. That'd be a fine quality of life, I'd say. That shouldn't change much. That sounds fair to me. Bricky, I feel like I'm losing too many games. How the nerfs are preventing me from using my favorite models. How do you cope with these sorts of issues? How do I say this? Really good players can use bad models and do well with them. I don't consider myself a fantastic 40k player, but I consider myself above average. And I'll bring lots of wacky weirdo lists to tournaments, and I'll normally never go worse than like 2 and 3, 2 and 4. Like I'll still win some games. I think maybe it's less about the models you bring and maybe more about like tactics to kind of think about how you're building it. Granted, if you were like, here's my list, Bricky, and it's 18 Outrider bikes, then okay, maybe, you know, just in like 4 aircraft, then I'm like, okay, maybe we got a little bit of an issue here. But for the most part, I think it's just a little bit more about how you pilot it. There are also a few other things like I want to run a lot of tanks. That's cool, but then you don't bring any backfield holders. And it's like, oh, well, no wonder you're having issues. You have an entire 200-point tank holding your backfield. And that's a waste of points. You know? Like things like that. Do you think Custodes change to Feel No Pain should have instead changed game-wide for all Mortal Wound Feel No Pain to include dev wounds? Oh, a game-wide, a Feel No Pain against mortals should go with dev wounds? I don't think so. No, probably not. I think it would have too large game-wide ramifications that are, it's a bit too widespread. It would be too much too quick. I can't say whether that'd be a bad idea or not, but it's such a vast change that it makes me a little iffy. Are you telling me Oops All Termagants isn't viable? I mean, it is viable, is what I'm saying. That's the point. Who else has a Feel No Pain against mortals? Well, there's a couple. There's the Lion's Aura. I think there's a lot of like Feel No Pains against psychic attacks is one thing. You've got the I can't think of it off the top of my head. There are Feel No Pains against mortals. I see it all the time, but I can't think of it right now. Let's see. 2 more real quick. Bricky, any idea if you can legally run the Grot Christmas models? Yeah, just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Proxy it as something else. How will this affect the trout population? Oh, we're fucked, guys. We're fucked. Hey, Pulseby. And hey, dumb boys. Thanks for the resubs. I've been talking a lot today, chat. The control video is going to be like an hour and 20 minutes long. I filmed the rest of it today. Good God, it's long. All right. So let's chat about the points. The points. More content. Content farm. Yay. All right. So, points. This is a good time for me because I think that for the most part, GW did a bit more internal balancing, and they don't do that very often. This is not just, this is bad, bring it down. It's a lot more of like little up, little down, little down, little up, little beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, bop. And that's cool. That's very nice to see. They also added red and green arrows, which is really nice to see. This makes me feel so good that they made these adjustments, and it's much nicer for you to see what's going on. They still did not say how much they've changed it by, and I would have liked that, but it's okay, I guess. It's fine. I refuse to believe Warhammer will ever be balanced. Of course not. No game is ever truly balanced, except for Pong. But, you know, that's not the point. The point is to try. You won't always do it, but you can try. Anywho. So, Sisters, let's see their nerfs. Arcos went up, Exorcist went up, Morven Vol went up. So, Arco-Flagellants, I'm assuming they went up to stop you from running them as little dickheads popping around the place. I actually think people were sleeping on Arcos, and it would appear that GW might also have agreed. Like, for example, if we go to Wahapedia real quick here, and we go over to Sisters, the Arco-Flagellants, where are they? Here they are. These guys were kind of cool. They were T3 with no armor save, but they had 2 wounds, a 4 up Feel No Pain, and if you use them with Hazardous, which you did, it gave them 6 attacks at 501 sustained hits, twin-linked. Actually, they kind of banged a little bit. They kind of banged. That's a lot of attacks. It's a lot. And if you ran them with Preacher, or the Preacher, you gave them +1 to wound. So they were like kind of solid. I think they were a little bit stronger than people thought. So they went down. The Exorcist is a indirect model, so these will always go down because they're indirect models. Morven Vol went up 10 points, but in response, Dominions went down 10, Rets went down 10, Repentia down 10, Zephyrim I think 10, and Paragons went down 30. So if you actually run Paragons and Vol, I believe you're still down 10 points. And this is why I said I'm really happy they seem to be doing a bit more internal balance, because Vol and Paragons was actually a very, very good thing. It was excellent. It was a great combination. But Paragons by themselves were really bad. And so, vol a little bit more, Paragons a lot less. So now it might actually be worth running Paragons just by themselves. Zephyrim went down 10. Awesome. Retributors went down. Like, this is just really good. This is why I'm not particularly choked up about the fact that the Tribe of St. Catherine got a nerf, because I liked what they dropped everywhere else. Everything else here was either not seen much or seen very infrequently, so I'm very happy with the change. I mean, I would have maybe liked a couple other point drops, like maybe drop like an Immolator down 5 or 10, maybe drop like the Dogmata 5 because she's kind of bad. Maybe I'm actually kind of surprised the Castigator didn't get a points nerf. I kind of thought the Castigator would have went up another 10 or something because the Castigator is pretty good. You know, I would have maybe dropped Celestine by 10, sure, but you know, that's really about it. And I think I think for the most part, I'm pretty happy with where we're at with the sisters. Yeah, I kind of want to try out triple Paragons. I kind of want to, because 3 squads of Paragons is 510. With Morven is 655. That's a lot. 655 for all of that. That's a lot. So that's not bad. It's interesting. It's curious. You might swap them from Penitents to Paragons instead. All right. Custodes. You guys. You and your buffs. Oh no. So your Warden, okay. All right. Your Terminator's going down is bullshit. All right, the rest here, I'm fine with. I'm fine with the rest. The Wardens, the Guard going down like 5 to 10, cool. Your bikes went down. Your Shield Captain on bike went down like 30 points, so I think it's substantial. But your bikes going down, also cool. Your Termies going down are bullshit. All right. Your Termies were good. All right. Flat out, your Termies were probably the best models you had. The fact that they got points drops is kind of holy hell. For those of you who do not play Custodes, let me show you what a Termie does. These guys are insane. They are T7, 2 up, 4 up, 4 wounds, 2 OC. They have their classic assault gun at 2 shots at 412. They also have a D6 shot blast grenade launcher at 411. And they have their melee weapon. And they can redeploy. And when they target a character unit, monster, or vehicle, they re-roll the wound roll. That includes like their shooting as well. I think like out of everything here, all of these points are great. I do not think the Terminators need to go down. I don't think they need to go down. I think they need to stay exactly where they were. I find the Terminators to be very, very, very fucking good. Like I think they are being massively slept on. Massively slept on. So I'm shocked they went down. The bikes are still kind of butt cheeks. But yeah, them going down is kind of insane. Don't forget the Termie Captain has fights on death to the whole squad. No, he doesn't. Not the whole squad. If this model is destroyed, it's just him. Yeah, it's just him. It's not if a model in this unit, it's if this model is destroyed. Someone's been playing it wrong. Yeah, so also, can someone tell me why the Caladius didn't get a nerf? Like, what? Why is the grav tank didn't go down? Or did it go up? The Caladius grav tank is 4 shots. It's a 4-shot las cannon with +1 extra damage, hitting on 2s with twin linked. For some fucking reason, it just has twin linked. I don't know why. Yeah, you can give it lethal. It gets lethal sometimes too. It's no. It's got only 4 shots. It's only 4 shots the last can, but it hits on 2s, and it's just But Bricky has 2 barrels. I guess, but like, good God, this thing does so much damage. Anyway, it's just very disgusting. It's very disgusting. AdMech again. AdMech players, you weren't supposed to get any changes. Your codex just came out. We've been over this. If you were expecting changes, you don't know how this works. I'm sorry. Your codex does suck fat dong, but you were not going to get any changes. So they could have been brave, Bricky. This is just not how it goes. This is not how it goes. Do you deserve changes? Yes. Do you need changes? Yes. But this is not how it goes. This isn't how it goes. Titanicus. Yo, shout out my boy Atesh. #1 Titan player at LVO. #1. Absolute top level Giga Chad things. Went 3-3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful. Hell yeah. Eldar. Wraithguard got punched in the throat. Night Spinner got punched in the throat. This is okay. Do you think the problem with AdMech is points, data sheets, or detachments? Data sheets and detachments. If AdMech gets any cheaper, it'll cost you $2,000 for 1 army. You know, I'm actually okay. Asking for Eldar buffs is like not a very Bricky thing to do, but I would have maybe liked a bit more of internal balance. Like your aspect warriors are not particularly good. You know? I feel like there's a lot of more infantry based things like banshees and maybe some scorpions. I like the Harlequin models. I feel like you could have buffed them a little bit, like a tiny bit. Right now, Eldar feels like you're playing Monster Mash. You know, tons of Wraithguard. Well, okay, please don't buff Warp Spiders. Please don't buff Warp Spiders. But like you kind of run in a lot of just like the Incarn, the Avatar. Would have liked a bit more sprinkle, like some more sprinkle in there. You know, a few more of those going on. What's next? Nothing changed ages the Imperium. Hey, GW, can you like drop Inquisitor Karamazov by like 50 points? He is such hot dick. He's so bad. And he's such a funny model that nobody owns because he's just this goofy ass Emperor text-to-speech guy. But 130 points for T8, 9 wounds, and a 4-up for a 3-shot Melta gun? Multi-Melta? And Battle Shock. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Bring him down a bit. No points nerf for the Calidus Assassin. A little surprised by that. She's really good. Really a little surprised by that. Kind of thought she would get a points nerf. Or, sorry. She would get nerfed. She would be higher in points. Because she's really good. Oh no, we're here. Okay. Okay. So. All right. All right. I want you to bear with me real quick here on this one. All right. I want you to bear with me. Guard, as a faction, I think are mostly pointed okay. I think infantry are cheap and well priced. I think a lot of the larger tanks, like some of the Lehman Russes and the Rogel Dorn, are pointed pretty well. The characters, for the most part, pretty good. I think that you could maybe reduce the cost on a couple. I think maybe Ogrins could go down a bit. I think the Valkyrie is way too expensive. Probably drop Scions by about 10 points would be kind of nice. I think that, well, the Hydra is awful. Maybe like the Hellhound could go down maybe 5 to 10. Armored Sentinels can go down maybe 5. Little bits here and there. For the most part, I think Guard, though, are mostly pretty good in terms of points. GW is, in my opinion, justifiably making sure indirect never becomes a problem again. That being said, we already have a indirect fire base detachment, and making a Manticore 180 points is fucking laughable. Now, the Manticore is a very good unit. It's actually kind of incredible. It's it's blast heavy D6 plus 1 at 10, -2, and 3. Which you might think is pretty decent, but if you attack a unit that has 5 or more models, you get to re-roll the entire hit roll. Which, as Guard, is a big deal because you hit like crap. The Manticore is a very good unit. It is not 180 good. It is not 180 good. No. Especially when your other indirect pieces, the Wyvern and the Basilisk, are 110, 135, and Field Ordnance is 120. So, yeah, Guard just need a new detachment. Guard need a new detachment, and they need some points drops on other side things. Rough Riders could go down a bit. Bolgrin can go down a bit. I think Guard needs like 5 to 10% more little sprinkles, and then it just better fucking rule. Because personally, I think the Basilisk is underrated as hell. Where's the Basilisk? Basilisk. It's D6 plus 3 shots, heavy and blast, 8/2/2, and it has -2 to move, advance, and charge. It's pretty nasty. It's kind of crippling. It actually genuinely cripples people. But also, there's another really weird thing where Field Ordnance batteries, for example, they're pointed as if you're taking them as only the indirect fire platform. 120 points for 2 of this anti-infantry rockets or heavy las cannons that hit on 5s is awful. It's just kind of awful, you know? So like it's weird. I really think that I like playing guard. I think playing guard right now is really fun. But the points that we're at is a little too high. And the attachment rule that we have is all based into artillery, which they are currently nerfing more of. And come on, let's be real. There are plenty of us that play guard because we like artillery and it's fun, but nobody wants to fight parking lot guard. Artillery spam guard, even if it's good, it's fucking boring as shit. It's so infuriating. Like it's just awful. So hopefully we make some changes to that. Also, yeah, buff the Death Strike missile launcher, GW, you fucking cowards. Funny enough, though, at LVO, one of the top 8 players was a guard player.
Nice cock.
It was a guard player. You want to know what he ran? He ran the Storm Sword. You want to know why he ran the Storm Sword? The Storm Sword Siege Cannon. D6 plus 6 shots. Strength 16, AP 4, D6 plus 2. Don't forget about the 4 twin heavy bolters and 4 las cannons that come with this thing. Whatever, and of course he ran Leontis because to give it +1 to hit. So he just pointed it at whatever he wanted and it died. Whatever he pointed that gun at, it just killed it instantly. So it was pretty great. Also, he splashes mortal wounds around, which is just kind of funny. Oh, wait, you're right. Sorry, it's 5 twin heavy bolters. My bad. It's a pretty fun thing. Plus, this thing is T13, so it wounds on 5s with las cans, which is kind of fun. Anywho, let's move on from guard. It makes me sad. Actually, okay, totally side note though. I don't know if you guys want to try this at some point. I haven't tried it yet because it might not be very good. But what if you took a Primaris Psyker who is 60 points, and you put it with a Deathcore Marshal, the Forge World, which is 60 points, and then you put it with a 130 point Deathcore squad, 250 points, and you get 20 models with a 4-up invul, 5-up feel no pain, and every single command phase you regen D3 models. It's kind of funny. It's kind of... You can't put a Marshal with them? Wait, what? Yeah, you can. Of course you can. Deathcore of Krieg. What do you mean? You can't put a Deathcore Marshal with a Deathcore of Krieg? What? You goofball. Until any melee squad touches them? Listen, I didn't say it was good. So it was funny. Plus, honestly, the Primaris Psyker kind of slaps. I mean, the Psyker? Not him and the Psyker? Why not? It says you can join Deathcore Kriegs. And if you have a 20-man squad, you can put 2 leaders. This unit can have up to 2 leader units attached to it, provided no more than one command squad. Yeah. If you have 20, this unit can have up to 2 leaders attached to it. What am I missing? Chat's the big dumb. This is why I make the videos and not you. No, it says no more than one of those units is a command squad. That means you can't have 2 command squads. Yeah, you. Sorry, chat. This is why I make the videos. You get bonus leaders if you're a 20-man squad. See, you know why I know this? Because the #1 most commonly used ability in Guard right now is you take a 20-man infantry squad, you put it with a platoon command squad, and then you mix it with Lord Solar Leontis, which allows you, because he has the platoon command squad's 24-inch Vox, allows Leontis to spill out 24-inch orders to whatever the fuck he wants. That's the biggest Guard strat right now. It's an expensive squad. It's like 300 points, but you know. Yeah, if you have a 20-man squad, you put 2 leaders in it. Anywho, let's get off Guard real quick. Black Templars. You guys got hit. You deserved it. You were good. You were too good. The way Black Templars walked up and then deleted anything you saw was kind of insane. Little shocked the Crusader squad wasn't touched. The Primaris. No, wait, no, not the Primaris. Wait, where is it? The Sword Brethren. Kind of thought the Sword Brethren would go up like 20. But, Oh, well. God, the Sword Brethren would go up like 20. But, oh, well. It is what it is. Yeah, Templars, you guys are just, like... I think it was Helbrecht and 10 Sword Brethren or something with like a Castellan or something. I believe it one-shot anything in the game. I don't think there was a single unit that it didn't one-shot. It was kind of insane. Or maybe it was Grimaldus in the Castellan. I don't remember exactly how it went. It was disgusting. So the only thing that stopped you is the fact that you had to walk your ass up. Blood Angels. I don't know why you guys didn't get any point drops. Come on. Why? Come on. Sanguinary Guard could go down like 30. The Furioso Dreadnought could go down. It's like you could have done so much. Every goddamn Blood Angels unit could have gone down like 5 to 10. I'm a little sad. But here we are. Shit. Oh well. Cries and Blood Angels. Very, very sad. We'll see how it goes later on. All right, demons. All right, listen. I don't have a demons army. But if I were to have a demons army, it'd be a Nurgle one, because Rodigus and the Great Unclean One are now 230 points. I could have 4 thick boys for 920 points. Not even half my army. And I could have 4 fucking Great Unclean Ones. It'd be so funny. It'd be so funny. And then Plague Bearers are now 110 each. All of their leaders are down. Kairos is down. Rapturous is down. Bloodletters, pretty much all of your battle line is mostly down. Fiends, Flamers are down. You're just better. Like, almost across the board. You're just better. Bro, that's not Unclean Ones. That's a Magic the Gathering tournament. Pot meat kettle, man. We're Warhammer players. We can't talk like that. Yeah, it's some friendly fire. Anyway, This is great. Nurglings and Blue Scribes got points increases though because of the sins of soup. The sins of soup. So unfortunate. Chaos Knights. That's a lot of green. It's a lot of green. I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad though, chat. I had a build I was gonna run with Knights, and I might still run this. I might run it with Imperial Knights though. Actually, so basically everything you got points drops except for your War Dogs, which is deserved because your War Dogs were too good. When I get to Imperial Knights, I'll tell you about my idea. CSM, I'd say mostly acceptable nerfs. Don't think the Chaos Lord needed to go up personally, but Accursed went up a bit. Chosen went up. Chosen went up a lot. It went up like 30. Dark Commune went up. Warp Talons went up. I'm not quite sure why Warp Talons went up, but whatever. Oblitz went up. Forge Fiend went up. It's fine. Corn Laura Skulls went down. Honestly, the only thing that really bugs me here is that they just didn't give a flying fuck about all the things that nobody took. Like, why are my Havocs still 135? Why is the Helldrake 205 still? Why is, like, Cypher 105? You know? Why is the Venom Crawler 120? Why is Vashtor's 190 still? He's so fucking bad. Let my boy live. Let him do something ever. Please. Please. He's so cool. But yeah, I would have liked some. Oh yeah, Hellstalker also dog shit. I would have liked a bit more internal balance instead of just nerfs, but here we are. Big Fs. I think CSM will still be fine though. I bet they're going to sit around like 52% win rate, 51 maybe. I think they'll be fine still. Dark Angels, honestly guys, I don't even give a shit. Your codex comes out in like 3 weeks. Goodbye. Sorry, but goodbye. Death Guard. Your Terminators got a bit better. Your indirect piece got worse because of course it did. And your Plague Marines got a little bit worse because here's a rhino with a bunch of Plague Marines behind a wall. Try to charge me, idiot. It was not a very fun thing to deal with. But yay Typhus. Yay for Typhus. Yeah, Typhus is good. Typhus is real good now. I think Typhus was always like kind of good. Explain Plague Marine. So one of the very common strategies in current modern Warhammer is transport spam. You basically put really good units inside of a rhino, and because a lot of the times you put the terrain down where you want in player place terrain, you put it right next to an objective. You shove the rhino into the building so they can't shoot you. And then when your opponent dares to even get close to the objective, 10 fucking Plague Marines walk out of the rhino and just like start fucking like kicking you when you're down. Like just start like beating on children. The reason for that is the same reason why CSM got hit, because Chosen inside rhinos was the problem. One of the problems. Yeah, you basically just objective camp. And so they're nerfing that a little bit. So that's good. Death Watch. They don't even know you exist, chat. They don't even know you exist. They like pretend that you just don't exist. Oh, I was gonna look at Typhus. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Typhus. So he's tanky as shit. 5 attacks at 9-2-3 or a sweep. Subtract 1 from the hit roll for whoever he's leading. And in the shooting phase, he does D6 mortal wounds or D3 plus 3. So he's just a mortal wound generator. Plus, if you run him with like Death Shroud Terminators, it's Death Shroud that went down, right? Yeah, Death Shroud Terminators. Death Shroud Terminators have their stinky flamer pistol. And they also are -1 to wound when Tyvis is leading them. And they also have, stabby things. They're cool. All right. Drukhari! What's that? What's that? Venoms and Raiders went down in your new jump out of transport detachment? Pog? What's that? Your Reavers, Hellions, Incubi, Talos, Succubus, Drazar, Grotesques all went down? All of your crazy melee folks? Yeah, it's a good day to be a dark elf right now. Now, are you going to be good? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, all right. We gotta talk about this. The Void Raven Bomber. Those of you who are like, wow, why the hell did Drukhari get a Void Raven Bomber nerf? You guys have not fought the Void Raven Bomber. You have not fought that thing. I know you haven't, because you are surprised this thing got nerfed. Let me show you this monster of a plane that absolutely bent me over in a game. Void Raven Bomber. T9, 12, the usual kind of jazz. This thing is equipped with 2 Dark Scythes, which is 12 shots at 8 -4, 2 damage. And then also with bombs. D3 extra at 923 or D6 at 711. And it can have a once per game drop a bomb, which is roll a D6 for every single enemy unit within D6 inches. On a 4-up, they take D6 mortal wounds. Let us also not forget that for a single pain token, these 12 shots at 842 reroll all their hits. This thing was awful to deal with. This thing was very annoying. It was quite good. It was a disgusting amount of mortals that it could put out, and it had a lot of shots. But now it's a plane, so now it's going to get the... now you'll never see it again because it's a plane, and GW have learned their lesson from the planes. Anywho. I'm not going to lie. Was kind of maybe thinking they might nerf Scourges. I wasn't quite sure if they would put them up 10 points. If you don't know what Scourges are, they're probably the only thing in Drukhari that was keeping them afloat, even though they were still drowning. Scourges are... it's 4 Dark Lances. That's all I really have to describe. It's 4 Dark Lances. 4 Scourges can take a Dark Lance. Which is, if you don't know what a Dark Lance is, it's a las cannon, but it's got 1 extra damage. 12, 3, D6 plus 2. But they also fly, have 14-inch move, and they have shoot and scoot. So, what's the only thing worse than having 4 Dark Lances, or, 4 las cannons, being able to move, fire all of them, and move back into cover, and you can't get shot? That is the only... yeah. So, it's, I kind of thought they would maybe go up 10 points per chance, because this stuff is actually really crazy, but it didn't, so whatever. Gene Stealer Colts, your peer strains went down. That's it. Sucks to suck, Gene Stealer Colt players. You really... I don't even know. On one hand, I would say, hey, we should really make the Gene Stealer Colts cheaper. But let's be perfectly honest. If we made GSC any cheaper, it would cost you another loan on your house to be able to buy the army. So I think you just need a new detachment or a new something. You need something. You need something different. Just did I miss your opinion on Dangles? You did. There is no opinion on Dangles because your new codex is coming out in like a month. So I just ignore it. Grey Knights. So okay, so like your librarian going up is like kind of okay. But basically the everything else needed to go down. Like the librarian. Okay, where's Grey Knights? The librarian was pretty gross, you know? Like check this shit out. The librarian, I mean, he had some good damage, or he had some like okay damage and stuff. But it was his ability to do 2d3 mortals or 2d6 mortals on a 6. People would just pop librarians around the map randomly and just be like, yeah, here's 5 mortal wounds. Suck my dick. So that's fine, but bro, 250 points for a 10-man squad of strikes, 450 for 10-man paladins. Oh, everything else needed to go down by like 10. So, I don't know. They needed something else. They needed something else. Didn't they get changed to a deep strike or something? Oh, that is true. They did have the rules commentary, which made them allowed to do their deep strike earlier, I think. Because you can pull them into reserves on your opponent's turn, so you get like a better turn 2. But honestly, it's not enough. I think Grey Knights need either a new detachment or they need more reasons to punch up. They just don't punch up well enough. What's this? What is your opinion about my favorite boy, the Defiler, and its points cost? It's just such a goofy model. I hate the Defiler so much. I hate it so much. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Defiler's fine. It's okay. What is it, like T10? Yeah. T10, 14 wounds. It's got like a Lehman Russ cannon, and then an auto cannon, and then a flamer and some melee. It's fine. The problem is that it's so thick that you can't hide it, and so it's always going to be shot, and it's not particularly tanky, but you're paying for a lot of guns, and because you're paying for a lot of guns, it's fine. It's not that good. It's okay. The tank shock is pretty nasty, though. All right. Okay, all right, let me tell you about my Imperial Knights idea. So I had this idea for Imperial Knights that I really wanted to run. I called it Early Lunch. The Early Lunch list. And what it was 3 Gallants with 3 Warglaves. And I would run the chivalric ability to take the opponent's deployment zone objective. So I get +1 to my advance and charge rolls. Or my +1 to my move and charge rolls. And it's just like, here is 6 melee knights. Run at you. Run at you at Mach 10. And we'll see what happens. And unfortunately, every other knight besides those 2 went down in points. So, Sag. However, the Knight Valiant, the Harpoon Knight, is 530. It's a pretty good price. Time to bring 3 of them, and then some armatures. Nah, it's cool. Imperial Knights, cheaper, yay. Voton! Guess what, Voton? Your Thunderkin went up, your Hearthguard went up, and your Sagittar went up. Guess what, Voton? That's about right. Yeah. This is Voton is pretty good right now, and these were your problem situations. These three. So yeah, that's about right. This is about what I expected. I mean, let's be honest, Voton, you don't really have anything else, so we'll wait for your codex. Necrons, again, as I have said before, Necrons are a new codex like AdMech, so they were not going to get changes. They were not going to get changes. If you thought they were going to get changes, you were kidding yourself. They were not going to get changes. That being said, Necrons are currently very good. And if I were to nerf anything about Necrons, I would probably increase their Catan costs by about 10 to 15 points. Because Hypercrypt Legion is very good, but it's particularly good because those damn Catan are insane when they bounce around. I would maybe give them a few buffs in certain areas. I think warriors are a bit too expensive. I would maybe bring the reanimator down by 5, maybe 10 with the spiders. Few other little things here and there. But for the most part, I definitely think Catan need to go up a bit. That's my biggest issue. Because they're like Catan, I feel are a little bit undercosted, but Catan and Hypercrypt are very undercosted. Also, maybe Wraiths might need to go up a little bit. Wraiths and Technomancer are very scary. But that's about all. Orcs. I gotta be honest, guys. I don't know orcs very well. I haven't seen orcs. I haven't fought orcs. No one seems to be playing orcs right now. I know Squidhog Boys were good, so I understand why these went up. I didn't realize that knobs were good, so I guess those went up. Trucks are insane, and I understand why those went up. That makes a lot of sense. Hog Rider! But I'm happy they gave them some buffs in other ways, you know? Made some of their buggies a bit better, made the Killicans a bit better, you know? Kill Rig went down, Hunter Rig went down. That's nice. That's nice. I'm more than okay with the Voton nerf, but oh my god, we need a full rules rewrite in order to be fun. Almost every rule is anti-synergistic. I would agree. I think Voton are written very badly right now, and they need some wild changes. So, but yeah, I mean, orcs. These are orcs. They're orcs. I don't really got much. They're orcs. Truck orcs were pretty nasty, but they seem to be pretty. They're chilling. Space Marines. Oh god, here we go. All right, let's start from the easy options. All right, the best Space Marine list right now was twofold. It was either vehicle spam Iron Hands, or it was Ultramarine spam Vanguard detachment. So here's how we dealt with this. The Whirlwind went up. It's now the same cost as Liam and Russ Lamau, because artillery is not allowed to be good in this edition, which I'm honestly okay with. Scout Squad went up because Vanguard Ultramarines. Redemptor went up because the Redemptor was insane, and anyone who played against it realized that. Inceptors went up because they were insane. Dev squads went up because of the Ultramarine Vanguard combo, and aggressors went up because of the Ultramarine Vanguard combo. Yay. As for the rest, Assault Intercessors went down, Heavy Intercessors went down, Outriders went down, Intercessors and Infernus went down, Gilliman went down by like 10, and Sternguard went down. Honestly, it's fine. I kind of wish they gave a few more point drops on other units. Maybe like some of the overcosted characters would have been nice. There's a few of those. But Stern Guard kind of sucked and they got a little bit better. Outriders were awful and they got a little bit better. Heavy Intercessors, dude, 20 points a model. 20 points a model for a Heavy Intercessor. Oh my God. This is so much beef. Like, this is so much chunk. I cannot believe they are that cheap. So let me show this. Let me show this shit. A Heavy Intercessor squad. It's T6, 3 wounds. If they're in range of an objective marker, damage characteristic of 1 gives them +1 to their save. They have like no melee, which does suck, but they do have just some pretty good assault, heavy, just shoot guns. You can have 30 Heavy Intercessors for 60 points, or sorry, for 600 points, which is like, that's a lot of beef, dude. That's so much chunk. Especially when you can combine them with some nasty Gravis, like you can give them the Apothecary Biologus, which will allow you to give them lethal hits, which it's a good help. And whatever enhancement you want to give them. You can give them Iron Father Phyros if you're deciding to run that way, which gives them all a 5 up Feel No Pain, which is also really good. You can run them with just a regular ass Captain and Grav armor, which will give them some extra melee, which is nice, but also it gives them a free strat, which could be like Armor of Contempt. They're chunky. Intercessors going down is nice. Inferno's going down is nice. I gotta be honest, Assault Intercessor squad might be a fun play. If you have Assault Intercessors, you get what is it? Well, 1, they're OC2, which is kind of nice. That's good. That's good OC. But if you're within a range of an objective, you re-roll the wound roll in melee, which is nice, but I kind of like them as a carry for a what is it, like a character, like a character or something, like a Justiciar, for example, or or I don't know, what's a good character, like Adrax maybe. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, you already rerolled a wound roll. Ah, crap. You don't need him. Yeah, you don't need him. Maybe some Space Wolves or something, like a Chaplain. Yeah, like a Chaplain, maybe. Chaplain would be pretty cool. Yeah, +1 to the wound, reroll the wound roll. Something like that. Bricky's the type of dude that will let Sisters of Battle walk all over him just to sniff their feet.
Nice.
Excuse me? What the fuck? For your information, they can walk all over me without any feet required. But yeah, a Justiciar probably would be the best. 5 attacks at 722 with dev wounds. And then you get fights first. God, that's so cheap. Wait, what? $145 points. 145 points for a fights first Assault Intercessor 5-man squad with a Justiciar. 5 attacks at 722, reroll 1s to wound or full within an objective. And that doesn't even count the actual Assault Intercessors themselves, which have, what is it? Probably like a Thunder Hammer maybe, or like a Power Fist, and then a bunch of Chain Swords. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. Put that in like a Rhino or something. Or like an Impulsor, maybe. Actually, an Impulsor might not be a bad idea. An impulsor is, it holds 6 guys, right? Yeah, holds 6 guys. 6 Tacticus. So yeah, you can run that with the impulsor. 12-inch move. Got a few guns. You can advance it. Well, they can't make a charge, but yeah. Yeah. That's another 80 points. So that's 225? 225. That's really good deal for that whole package. Huh. Blade Guard with Adrex is gross. Yeah, Blade Guard with Adrex is really gross. Full rerolls to wound. Was it 85? How much is a? The problem is that what is it? Blade Guard can't. Oh crap! What's the phrase? You can't put them in an impulsor. You have to put them in like a rhino. Or like or something else, because this makes 7 guys. Sorry. I mean you can, but if you want to put the 6 guys plus Adrax, it would make it 7 guys. So then you can't go into an impulsor because it would be too many guys. Not that they're not allowed to, but yeah. Can they go in rhinos anyway? It cannot transport Jump Pack, Phobos, Gravis, Centurion, or Tacticus. Oh, what the hell? I hate you so much, GW. I hate you. I hate you so much for this. Land Raider it is. Land Raider it is. That's too expensive. Man, fuck it. Just hoof them. Just hoof them. Just put a piece of terrain there and just move them up. Fuck it. Fuck it, man. Who cares? Drop pod? Oh, man, you're really hoping for that charge, dude. Oh, the drop pod? You are really hoping you get that charge off. Oh, God. Because you might not. Can't charge out drop pods? You can. Why can't you? That's the whole point of a drop pod. Embarked must immediately disembark after they've been set from the battlefield. Oh, really? Oh, because of the new... You're right, the transport rule. Oh, that's an oversight. That's an oversight. That needs to be FAQ'd. That's the whole point of a drop pod. That's the whole point. That needs to be a FAQ'd. Yeah, it needs to be FAQ'd. Yeah, it's called Drop Pod Assault. Oh, well. That's reason. But anyway, yeah, Marines, this is always by them. Space Wolves. Space Wolves, you're actually pretty good right now. I'm not gonna lie. Some of your stuff is pretty good. You hit pretty hard. I mean, you're not like great, but Stormland Space Wolves with Thunderwolf is pretty nasty. There's some characters you have that are pretty cool. I like them. Now, granted, do I think you could have gone down in points? I do think so. I think, much like everyone else, you could have gone down like 5 to 10 points in basically every department. But like, I don't hate Space Wolves. You know, I don't hate Space Wolves. I think they're mostly okay. So, Tau. Can someone explain to me why Riptides are 165? Oh, that's right. I remember now. Because Riptides suck. They don't actually suck. They're okay. They're fine. I guess. I don't know. The Riptide is such a weird thing, man. It's such a giant model, but it's 165, which is so weird. But its gun is just strength 8. You know? It's just really weird. They're kind of flimsy. They have a 2-up, though. I don't know. It's weird. The Riptide is really strange this time around. Crisis suits went up, I guess. Which, like, okay, but your commanders went down, so whatever. I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm looking at this right now, and my mind is going, no changes. My mind is going, no changes. That's all it's saying. Like that's it. That's basically how I imagine. There's just, I feel like this doesn't change anyone's list for the most part. Like, it's nice that Vespids went down, but I don't know. I don't know. You maybe you lost a unit. I don't know. No changes for K-Suns. I don't know if you guys needed any, but, like, I don't think you didn't need any. Does that make any sense? I don't think you guys needed nothing. But I also think you guys needed something. I really don't know what would have changed, though. Like, I don't know. Like, Thousand Suns aren't bad. I think their win rate's like okay. I think it's like fine. But I don't know. Maybe you should have gotten like 50 more points in total from like a couple buffs, and that's like it.
Nice cock.
Out of all units right now, I would imagine that K-Sun's win rate is 51%. Sounds about right. 51%. Probably why they didn't change anything. Am I wrong for thinking that Games Workshop should make changes anyway? Just be like, hey guys, just like drop Magnus by like 10 points maybe, and then the Mutilith Beast goes up 5, and that's all they do. Like just a change for the sake. If there's an army that needs change for the sake of change, it should be the Thousand Suns. Let Tzeentch sort it out. All right, what was this? Nids. Oh boy, Nids. Tyranids. So Tyranids, if I'm not mistaken, what was Tyranids' win rate? Weren't they like 50% or like 51%? They were like really just middle. They were like the most middle win rate there was. It was not like an outlier. 45? No, it wasn't 45, was it? Oh my god, they were 45. Holy shit. My apologies. My apologies. I was wrong. Every time I fought Tyranids, I had a genuinely difficult time against them. I was like actually kind of struggling. Well, granted, when I was struggling against Tyranids, can you guess what the lists were full of? They were full of Death Leaper, well, a Death Leaper, and they were full of 3 Neurolictors. The triple Neurolictor list was the one. It was very mean. It hurt me a lot. It was painful, and I didn't like it. It made me upset. But they did get a Gargoyles were also good. That's why they went up. But they did get a good amount of buffs. The Tyrannofex has paid for its sins, and it's significantly better now. Mostly all of their big bugs just went down. Screamer Killer, Norns, Broodlord, Trigon, Toxicrin, Tyrannofex. Just all the big bugs went down, which is cool. I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Nids need. I do know that the Norns were overcosted. I do know that was definitely the case. But as for everything else, I don't know. Like, I feel like there still are a couple things that could use some point drops. Maybe I feel like Venom Throats maybe should go down, and maybe Von Ryan's Leapers could go down like 10. Hive Guard could definitely go down like 20. Maybe Hormigons could go down like 5. Termagons could go down like 5 to 10. Maybe not. 20 mauls for 120 points is actually quite a few. I think a lot of things could have, maybe Warriors could have gone down a bit. I don't know. I feel like, oh god, I forgot how expensive the Swarm Lord was. Holy shit, yeah, he should not be 270. I don't know. Like, I'm happy that the Norns are better, and we got some big bugs that are better, but I don't know. It's kind of a wet fart. Oh boy, here we are. World Eaters. Yes. So, I mentioned this earlier. The World Eaters were very good. They were very good. They deserved nerfs. It's a bit high. I don't think they should have been nerfed this hard. Honestly, like, okay, Master of Executions going up to 100, fine. Good. Happy about that. Karn going up, sure. Karn kinda ripped. If you guys still haven't seen what Karn does, oh my god, Karn. Karn is a guy. Look at this ship. 8 attacks at 623. On the charge, it's 9 attacks at 723. Reroll a hit roll of 1 and a wound roll of 1, and fights on death. The guy, like, oh, he's a guy. He was nasty. But Exalted 8-bound and 8-bound going up this much? I don't know, man. I think I would have gone with one or the other. I would have gone with the points changes or the rules changes, but not both. I would have probably gone instead with just the rule changes. I would have gone with just the changes to the Demon Prince and the enhancements, and maybe the Master of Executions point and Karn point increases, and I think that's it. I would not have changed the 8-bound. That's probably how I would have ended it. The Forge Fiend going down, no one gives a fuck. No one cares. No one runs a goddamn Forge Fiend in World Eaters. If you run a Forge Fiend in World Eaters, you're lame. You're a lame-o. You're a lame loser man who's lame. You're lame. Cause like they also like they do nothing. They just do nothing. Where is this? Yeah, it's like, it's a couple decent shots and everything, but it just makes the enemy get battle shocked. That's it. Forge Fiend enjoyers catching strays. Hey, listen. Listen. Forge Fiends are fine in CSM, not in World Eaters. Yeah, I know. Ironically, this might actually be when you do run a Forge Fiend. Ironically, this would be a good time to run one, just to kind of pepper people. How much is a Mauler Fiend? 155. Really? That seems expensive, man. 155? What is it? 6 attacks at 14-2, D6 plus 1. It'd be 7 attacks on the charge. With another lash. It's okay. It's alright. Maybe they're okay. Why are Zerkers 200 points? Or because Zerkers are insane. Because Zerkers just like they're good. See, it's not just Zerkers; it's Zerker combos. It's not about 10 Zerkers at 200. It's about 10 Zerkers and a Master of Execution for 300. It's not about 10 Zerkers at 200. It's about 10 Zerkers and Karn at 300. Plus, Zerkers, like, they may not seem like they're that good, but then when you remember all of the buffs, one, you can Blood Surge into an opponent's engagement range in their own turn, so you have, which is really frightening. And you can do as many times as you want. You can also re-roll your dice, which helps you get Angron back, but for the most part, rolling up with 5 attacks on the charge at 6-1-1 is like that hurts. 4 attacks at 8-2-2 also hurts. And when you slap them with is it for the Skull Throne? For +1 to wound for 1 CP, then it starts to really hurt. And then, and then you've got your Master of Executions that gives them fight first, and then it's rough. It starts to hurt a lot. So it's nasty. Zerkers are not they're fine with their points right now. It's the Zerker World Eater combo. As far as I know, most World Eater players were running a couple squads of 8-bound and Exalted. They were running Karn with 10, Executioner with 10, 2 Rhinos, Angron, and then like a squad of Jackals and maybe a Demon Prince. And that was about it, I think. Or maybe there's a Lord on, or maybe it was Invocatus. I think it may have been Invocatus. But yeah, that kind of stuff. So yeah. World Eaters, I think maybe shouldn't have gotten both nerfs. I think the points would, I think the rules and then Executioner and Karn would have been enough. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Oh, my voice is starting to hurt. Oh, I've been talking for so long. That's about it. Any questions, everybody? Any thoughts? Because for the most part, I mean, most of the points went the right direction. With the exception of guard, there isn't really anything that I'm like baffled about. So I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? Why would you ever do that? It's just guard. Everything else is about what I expected. I would have liked a little more, like a few extra, but I don't know. Does the data slate seem rushed to you? No, I think most data slates do that thing where it's like the really big data slate, then like the medium, and then the big one, and the medium, and it kind of goes like that. I think we're on the medium effort this one. I think next data slate would be a bigger one. I could be wrong, but I think next one would be the one. You being a Necron player, what do you think Necron would be headed for in terms of changes? Points predominantly. Catan need to go up. I say Wraiths should go up. Scorpex should go down a little bit. And Warriors should go down. That's probably where I would start. I would start there. Warriors down, Catan up, Wraiths up. I'd start there. How should a new player put together an army using this data sheet? Just look at the points and just use these points as your reference. Start with things like combat patrols and the like. As a Chaos Knight enjoyer, having the big nice decrease in points is nice, and the one War Dog going up makes sense and is still usable. I would agree. How do you think that GW change up tau lists? Cheaper infantry. That's actually about it. Yeah, cheaper infantry. Cheaper infantry would be nice. Should Immortals go down as well? No, Immortals should stay where they are. I think Immortals are right now very good. For the most part. Actually, I had a funny idea for there's a Chaos Knight list. So this knight is not very good, don't get me wrong. But the Knight Abominant could be kind of funny. It's 400 points now. You can run 3 of these, and they have an ability where an enemy within 9 inches at the end of your movement phase on a 3-up takes D3 mortal wounds. But there's no, like, unit cap. So just, like, bring 3 of them together and then be like, 3 dice, every 3-up is D3 mortal wounds to everything within 9. It's kind of funny. It may not be good, but it's kind of funny. I play CSM. What Chaos Knight works best for soup? Probably a shooty one. Actually, I don't know. Just take the Tyrant. It's funny. Big flamethrower. Shenanigans with the harpoon. Be kind of funny. Oh, I know the Abominant is really bad, but it's funny to me. It just makes me laugh. I think it's underappreciated change for Tyranids at least is Gene Stealers and Broodlord going down. You are right. For Nids, the Broodlord and Gene Stealer combo is actually quite good. Because the Broodlord gives them dev wounds, right? Yeah. Give the enemy -1 to hit at the start of the fight phase and then get dev wounds. And they already have a really good ability right there. But Gene Stealers have, what is it? Right. 4 attacks at 4/2/2, hitting on 2s. And reroll a hit roll of 1 or and a wound roll on objective markers. And now that they have dev wounds with 10 models, that's 40 attacks. Dev wounds, 4/2/1. It kind of hits. Kind of hits, yeah. It's actually pretty nasty. Yo, Bricky, how do you expect CSM to move after kicking the balls today? I think they'll be fine. I think CSM would be totally fine. You'll see probably less transport and chosen spam, and less like a cursed cultist maybe. Like they'll probably drop from 2 to 1. I don't think much will change, honestly. I think CSM will just keep doing what they're doing. Maybe they'll go into possessed more. I don't know. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Do I do a codex cover art tier list for other editions? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll at some point, but I'm not quite sure. Haven't really planned on that. I think that's about it. All right. Well, everybody, thank you very, very much for watching this fun little thing. I am going to call it here. My voice is very, very sore, and it hurts because I have done a lot of work today, including filming that control video. So there's a hell of a lot going on. It was quite the day. So I'm going to call it, I need to drink some water and eat myself some food. I am very hungry. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you coming by, stopping around. And oh my God, B is fucking dead. Well, I gotta go do CPR. You all have a